Welcome to a world where adventurers are not just heroes, but stars. Today, we're diving into the thrilling narrative of a new era of adventurers, where their daring exploits are broadcast live to a captivated global audience. These aren't just mere quests, they're content, drawing cheers and attracting sponsors eager to Yuck and the rise of Clover. Our tale begins with Yuck, a skilled red mage and alchemist, formerly a B-rank member of the renowned A-rank party Thunder Pike. Despite his crucial support, providing essential items and magic, Yuck felt undervalued, even facing the prospect of crippling debt. The party's leader, Simon, callously dismissed his contributions, suggesting Yuck was expendable and wouldn't find a place elsewhere. But Yuck, with quiet dignity, decided to sever ties, leaving Thunder Pike's mocking laughter behind him. Seeking a fresh start, Yuck headed to the Adventurers Guild. It was there that destiny, in the form of a heartfelt reunion, intervened. Marina, a former student of Yuck's, recognized him instantly. Overjoyed, she embraced her master, introducing him to her fellow adventurers Silk and Rain. Learning of Yuck's search for a new party, Marina impulsively invited him to join theirs. Despite the obvious rank disparity, Yuck's B rank versus their D rank, Yuck saw the perfect opportunity. He explained that high-ranking parties often burdened him with expensive item demands, leading to financial strain. A D-rank party, ironically, offered him the freedom he sought. With genuine enthusiasm, Marina, Rain, and Silk welcomed him aboard, agreeing to call him simply Yuck instead of Master. And thus, the Clover Party was born. Clover's first steps. A dungeon adventure. Their first quest as the newly formed Clover Party led them into a familiar dungeon for Yuck. Marina, demonstrating her training, cautiously led the way, checking for traps. Impressed, Yuck took point, revealing hidden dangers with his special detecting lantern. The girls were thrilled, especially when Yuck casually mentioned he crafted the expensive lantern oil himself through alchemy. Deeper within, Yuck sensed an impending battle, soon faced monsters. And Marina, with her enhanced physical abilities thanks to Yuck's 3 simultaneously cast spells, effortlessly dispatched them. Rain, surprised by the speed and chantless nature of Yuck's magic, was in awe. On the second floor, they encountered dead miners. Rain, a priest, began her chants, while Yuck cast a blessing magic, repelling the undead creatures. Rain completed her spell, defeating the remaining foes. But the exertion left her mana depleted. Without hesitation, Yuck cast Refresh Mana, instantly revitalizing her. Rain, astonished, explained that such a potent spell was rare, almost exclusive to red mages, and could elevate anyone to A-rank party status. Continuing their cautious advance, Yuck poured holy water over dead miner footprints, preventing any surprise attacks. Silk, noticing the costly substance, questioned him. Yuck simply smiled, revealing he brewed the holy water himself from undead ashes and alchemy. During a break, Yuck, ever the alchemist, conjured a feast from his magic bag. The delicious, mana-infused meal delighted the girls, with Silk's sharp senses picking up on its unique properties. Yuck, with a playful hint of love, explained it was simply food meant to give them strength. Confronting the boss and a public debut, their journey led them to a 4th-floor monster guarding magic iron ore. When the beast charged, Yuck's magic slowed it, allowing Marina to deliver a swift, decisive blow. The special attack left Marina drained, but Yuck's quick refresh mana spell restored her energy and banished her fatigue. Having gathered most of the ore, Silk noted they still needed more. Yuck, confident, suggested they tackle the floor boss, the dreaded steel crab, to proceed to the 6th floor. The girls were hesitant, aware of the boss's formidable power, but Yuck assured them he would handle it. Arriving at the 5th floor, facing the boss gate, Yuck pulled out a magical camera. Rain wondered if he intended to live stream. Yuck clarified he usually only recorded boss battles, but Marina, seeing the potential, enthusiastically suggested they go live. It was then that Yuck realized they hadn't even officially named their party. Marina, inspired by a fleeting thought, proposed Clover, symbolizing their 4 members. The name resonated, and the Clover Party was officially established. For their inaugural live stream, Yuck initially suggested everyone participate in the boss fight, but the girls, trusting his capabilities, were content to let him handle the steel crab alone. With a collective understanding, Yuck opened the gate and strode towards the formidable boss. In a breathtaking display, Yuck unleashed a flurry of 5 magic spells upon the steel crab, instantly rendering it helpless, unable to see or move. The newly formed Clover Party is on a high after a successful quest. Yuck, a skilled red mage and alchemist, reflects on his unique position as both their teacher and a party member, despite their differing ranks. His companions, Marina, Silk, and Rain, are genuinely impressed by his abilities and quickly dismiss his concerns, assuring him he's overthinking it. Yes, Inspired, Silk proposes that Yuck become their party leader. When he asks for their reasoning, she earnestly explains that he's their teacher and fate brought them together. Marina and Rain enthusiastically second the motion. Yuck, seeing an opportunity to protect them from future dangers, accepts the leadership role. His only condition is that they be direct with him if they ever feel he's not a good leader. The girls are overjoyed, embracing the exciting future of the Clover Party. Meanwhile, Yuck's former party, the once renowned Thunder Pike Party, finds itself in dire straits. During a fierce battle against monsters, their cohesion shatters, leading to a severely injured member and forcing their leader Simon to order a desperate retreat. Thus, even after escaping, the injured member remains in critical condition. Simon turns to their healer, only to discover she's out of mana. A frantic inquiry about mana potions reveals a critical flaw. Yuck was always the one who managed their supplies. Kira. Simon then appeals to other adventurers for healing potions, receiving the same frustrating answer. Yuck handled their procurement. Desperate, he approaches a new recruit who joined after Yuck's departure. The new member grudgingly provides a potion, reminding Simon that he bought it himself, as the party's rule now is for everyone to bring their own supplies. The tension is palpable, highlighting the severe consequences of Yuck's absence. The scene shifts back to the jubilant Clover Party, celebrating their successful quest at a local bar. Yuck returns from the guild, having secured their reward and substantial earnings from selling a steel crab's carcass. The group excitedly discusses pooling resources to establish their own party base. Coincidentally, the dejected Thunder Pike Party occupies a nearby table. Simon laments their recent misfortunes, expressing relief that no one died. His frustration boils over, leading him to unjustly blame the new member for their failed quest. The rest of Thunder Pike quickly joins in the accusations. After a heated public argument, the new member, fed up with the scapegoating, declares his departure, mirroring Yuck's earlier exit. Yuck observes their commotion, reflecting on their misfortune. The Clover Party, unaware of the deeper drama, simply decides to meet at the guild in 3 days for their next quest. Suddenly, the bar's main screen broadcasts a replay of Yuck's incredible fight with the steel crab. His unconventional use of weakening magic to effortlessly defeat the formidable creature amazes everyone present. The video quickly garners a huge number of views, filling the Clover Party members with pride. The Thunder Pike members, however, seethe with palpable jealousy, witnessing the success of the man they had dismissed. Unbeknownst to our heroes, a shadowy figure in the bar watches the Clover Party with a malicious glare, muttering, "Who does that guy think he is, hanging out with those girls?" 3 days later, Yuck arrives at the guild early, meticulously searching for a suitable quest for the Clover Party. Mamar, the guild receptionist, offers her assistance. Yuck, confident in his new team's capabilities, explains that he believes the Clover Party can handle a B-rank quest and asks for her recommendations. Mamar points to a specific quest, a C-rank job to collect 3 stones, but with an important caveat. Yuck is perplexed, noting it seems more like a D-rank task. Mamar's expression turns serious as she reveals the reason. A powerful magical beast has recently been sighted in that area. Marina, Silk, and Rain arrive, and Yuck quickly explains the quest. Despite the C-rank designation and the danger, they enthusiastically agree. As Mamar processes the paperwork, Yuck playfully chides them for not listening fully. The girls confidently state they've been to the area recently, but Yuck reiterates the extreme danger posed by the magical beast. They decide to proceed, and a man who had been watching Yuck earlier glares at him with intense anger. The scene shifts again. Yuck is on his way to meet the girls when he senses a presence following him. He deliberately quickens his pace, then abruptly stops to confront the man who has been tailing him. Yuck demands to know what he wants. The man's reply is direct and hostile. "Leave the Clover Party." Yuck calmly refuses, asserting his position as their leader. The man's anger flares, and he draws his sword, claiming he'd approached the girls many times to join for their own good, and that he discovered them before Yuck. Yuck reiterates his refusal, and the man attacks. With effortless precision, Yuck uses magic to swiftly knock him out. Later, Yuck recounts the encounter to the girls, who confirm the man had been bothering them. The incident further solidifies their trust in Yuck as their protector. They begin discussing the quest itself. Yuck reiterates that their primary objective is to collect 3 stones. Marina mentions they were in that specific area of the Alta Forest just 2 months prior. Yuck asks if they encountered any animals, and Marina replies the forest was strangely devoid of wildlife then. Yuck's expression darkens. He deduces that the magical beast was already present, and they were fortunate not to encounter it. The true, terrifying nature of the C-rank quest becomes clear. Yuck outlines their strategy. Record inside the forest, switch to live stream if danger arises, ensuring guild monitoring and backup. This also provides vital documentation for tracking dangerous creatures. They reach the Ulta Forest edge, and Yuck starts recording. The eerie silence, devoid of animals, confirms the nearby magical beast. A rustling sound prompts Yuck to immediately live stream as a colossal high-ranking monster. Jarnak, the Beast King of the North, emerges. Its presence drastically increases the quest's difficulty. Yuck urges retreat, hoping for guild reinforcements. However, Marina defiantly proposes they fight, suggesting she can sever Jarnak's head if Yuck restricts its movements. Rain and Silk join, and Yuck enhances their abilities. Marina charges but is effortlessly thrown back. Yuck casts multiple binding spells, but Jarnak shrugs them off. Marina rejoining the fight, Yuck realizes he must use immensely powerful magic. He asks Marina to hold off Jarnak briefly. While Marina and Silk distract the beast, Yuck chants a complex spell. As it crescendos, he tells Marina to pull back and unleashes his ultimate attack, the devastating prismatic missile, aimed directly at Jarnak. Yuck's prismatic missile hit Jarnak hard, making black goo pour from its face. It was almost dead, but not quite. Then Rain blasted it with a powerful electric strike, but even that wasn't enough to finish it. Yuck then directed Marina to attack. He enchanted her sword, allowing Marina to deliver a special strike that separated Jarnak's head, finally killing the beast. Yuck thanked the massive livestream audience, a sight that filled Simon with jealousy. Exhausted, Yuck told the girls he'd lecture them later, but Rain shot back, insisting she'd lecture him for trying to sacrifice himself. Seeing their anger, Yuck conceded they'd analyze the situation together. As the girls went to bathe, Yuck's mind drifted back 6 months to when he became their teacher. He remembered a camping trip where he told them they'd easily earn their D-rank adventurer licenses. He never imagined they'd all eventually be in the same party. Days later, the guildmaster summoned the Clover Party. The girls were nervous, but Yuck reassured them, explaining that defeating the B-rank Jarnak as a C-rank party likely meant praise. When Guildmaster Benwood arrived, he sternly asked Yuck for his personal account of the incident, not just the official report. Tense start, urgent investigation. The scene opens with Benwood's harsh tone making the girls anxious, prompting Yuck to tell him to stop scaring them. Benwood laughs it off, then shifts the conversation to the Zarnak incident. Yuck explains the details are in his report and suspects an overflow as the cause, recommending an investigation. Mamar agrees, immediately authorizing an emergency investigation quest. Benwood, Marina, and Yuck discuss the phenomenon of an overflow, which occurs when monsters escape their dungeons. Benwood explains that this happens when monsters, whose lives are normally tied to dungeon mana, break free. He then announces an investigation into the overflow, apologizing for the danger the group faced. The girls credit Yuck with keeping them safe, and Benwood commends their capabilities. He specifically acknowledges Yuck's use of the unique spell Prismatic Missile and congratulates her on achieving A-rank adventurer status. Silk declares they have enough money for a party base, thanking Yuck, who, as leader, deflects the thanks and urges them to enjoy their earnings. Later, Yuck reveals his dream, reaching the deepest floor of the Acromax dungeon, which contains the soul-known Abyss Gate, a portal to the underworld. He clarifies he doesn't want to go to another world, but rather, to stand at the edge of this world and see what the rest looks like. The Clover Party is at a bar celebrating their recent promotion. Yuck shares that they were well compensated for their quest, particularly because defeating Zarnak was classified as a B-rank mission. They also profited significantly from selling Zarnak's body, much to the surprise of the other girls given the substantial earnings. As Silk counts their money, she discovers a letter for Yuck containing a platinum coin and an apology from Benwood for sending them on a dangerous quest. Yuck reveals his desire to conquer the Chromatic Darkness dungeon, a feat his uncle attempted but failed. Marina enthusiastically suggests live streaming the journey, but Yuck explains the strict requirements. Government permission and being an A-rank party are necessary to even enter Acromax. Inspired by their resolve, Yuck agrees they will reach the Abyss Gate someday, and they all toast to their shared goal. The Clover Party successfully live streams a monster hunt from a bar, with Yuck thanking viewers. Meanwhile, the Thunderpike Party discusses Yuck's rising fame, with Simon attributing it to his looks and perceived arrogance since becoming A-rank. Simon also laments his own party's struggles with retaining new members. The Thunder Pike Party wonders about Jamie's poor performance and absence, unaware she's watching the Clover Party's stream. Meanwhile, they consider bringing Yuck back, acknowledging his past loyalty and positive impact on their quest success. They believe addressing his past financial issues might entice him to return, with Simon agreeing it's best to reconcile. Simon's offer to Yuck. At the guild, Simon intercepts Yuck and asks to speak privately, sending the other Clover Party girls ahead. Simon then invites Yuck for a drink and to rejoin the Thunder Pike party, but Yuck, citing fatigue from a dungeon run, firmly refuses both offers. The girls overhear their exchange. Yuck rejects Simon's offer. Simon attempts to sway Yuck by reminding him of his Abyss Gate dream, emphasizing that Thunder Pike's A-rank status and government connections are essential for achieving it. However, Yuck firmly refuses, citing his loyalty as Clover Party's leader and Simon's past disrespect. He states their childhood friendship isn't enough for forgiveness and he'll never rejoin Thunder Pike. Yuck then ignores Simon and enters the guild, where an observer seems pleased by the argument. Inside, the Clover Party asks Yuck about the man, and he identifies Simon as his former party leader. Marina's fear and Yuck's reassurance. Hearing about Simon, Marina panics, grabbing Yuck and asking if he's leaving them. Yuck reassures her he isn't, asking her to release him due to pain from his recent dungeon return.